What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's had a great day. The rookies have been given their assignments. They have left the building and everything else until they come back together, start working out with the veterans and stuff, where Brian Schottenheimer, and I got to tell you, I am really actually excited about Brian Schottenheimer. Even Tony Romo is kind of excited about Brian Schottenheimer. And one quote from Tony Romo was basically, to be a good coach, you got to be a good teacher. And having been with the career that he's had, having a Hall of Fame dad in Brian Schottenheimer, being part of the offensive coordinator of the Jets when they had Mark Sanchez, going to AFC Championship games, being the offensive coordinator for, I think, 4 years with Seattle, including the best years of Russell Wilson. He has been around the NFL, even with Jacksonville, I think, for 1 year, although that whole Jacksonville situation was a pooch group, and being with the Rams. He's got a lot of experience and has some great teachers around him to work with the players, and definitely has their ear. The question we have here is, do we have enough talent? You know, the funniest thing to me is we don't want to give people the benefit of the doubt. People get it set in their mind about a certain thing or a certain player, and they don't change that. We have so many people that say, Mazi Smith, man, he's a bust, man, he's a bum, we need to get rid of him. I understand people are looking for the Micah Parsons effect, that you get drafted, first round pick, day one, you become an impact player. But not all positions are the same. Running back is one of those positions where you can come out the box and be a great running back. In fact, generally speaking, most of the running backs are usually really, really good to start their career, because they've got fresh legs. They haven't been pounded upon and things like that. There's not quite as many nuances as being a running back as there are, say, being a nose tackle. And people have gone through with the expectations of Mazi Smith that he should be Aaron Donald. Well, he's never going to be Aaron Donald. And they don't necessarily understand the position. And see, being an interior defensive lineman is one of those positions that it takes seasoning. Typically, and we can look at Jordan Davis. I was having this discussion with Leo, because if you look at Jordan Davis's rookie year versus his second year versus his third year, you'll see the progression that he's had. And typically, the way it works with interior defensive linemen is the first year or two is really more of a feeling out and learning the fundamentals of the position. Because you have to understand, being a big man, being a one technique guy, especially a one technique guy, you get hit by so many different people in so many different directions that you literally have to learn the position. Now, typically what happens is the first 2 years are the feeling out, learning technique part of it, okay? The third, the fourth, the fifth year is when you start refining the technique that you've learned. Typically, interior defensive linemen, one techniques, don't hit their prime until 5 or more years. This is why you see a guy like Hankins, who's still getting up there in age, able to play at a high level. This is why you see a guy like Calais Campbell, who is still able to play at an elite level at 38 years of age. And so, for those out there that say the Cowboys just need to cut their ties with Mazi and just start all over, don't understand the position and how difficult it is. Because what you have to understand is, first of all, you're on all fours. And when you're a big man, it ain't easy moving out of all fours, okay? You are closer than anyone else on the field. You are this far away on every play. from the center. Your tackles, they're about a yard away from each other. Same thing with defensive ends. Every play is literally war. And you don't know where it's coming from. You're expecting that you're going to be hitting the center. But that center could go right past you on down to the tackle or to the second level. You could be hit by the guard right here. You could be hit by that guard. You could be hit by the guard and the center. You could be hit by the fullback. You could be hit by the tight end. You are getting hit in places that you didn't even know that you had. And it takes time to learn. And if you go through and say, well, after 2 seasons, where, mind you, he went from 3 starts and like 13 tackles to, I want to say, he was second on the interior defensive line behind Osa Nigazua, where he had 21, I believe, solo tackles, and I believe he had 41 total tackles. And you have to understand, you're not going to see huge numbers from an interior defensive lineman because their job is not to tackle people. I know it sounds crazy. Your job is to clog the middle. And bro, that ain't easy. So before you go through and say he's a bust, he's never going to be this guy, you got to give him enough time to go through the parameters of what it normally takes for the position. And see, I believe in Mazi. I believe Mazi, from what I saw in training camp last year, was a sponge, a guy who was still learning and trying to develop. Now, we got a change in coaching staff. Last year, the coaching staff kind of took him under his wing. After, I'm going to say, Dan Quinn really didn't want him. Dan Quinn didn't really care about him. Dan Quinn told him, you got to lose weight, and he lost too much. And they literally had to start over with him. But the way he progressed as the season went on gives me a lot of hope for him. And for us to be successful, we're going to need him to be able to continue that progression to step up, because we're going to need him to clog the middle so we can stop the run. So, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Mazi, I believe in you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting better each and every week. Keep putting in the work, and you're going to be fine. For the Cowboys, I got to say, I know we haven't put the pads on. We haven't had a real game. Haven't even had a real practice yet. I get it. It's hard to judge how these guys are really going to be until those things happen. But I have to say that so far, I really and truly like what we have right now going with this rookie class. This may be a class that helps us get back to where we want to be. And I hope that 4 or 5 years from now, we point back and say, yeah, that was one hell of a class that really got our shit turned around. Alrighty, good people, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And thank you for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it really doesn't work. And remember, tell the people you love how much you love them. You might not get the chance again, and I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.